I was in Detroit this weekend, and it was cold out.
Yeah.
It was freezing out there, but even nonetheless, I was in Detroit. What up, though? That's what they say in Detroit. And I performed my stand-up comedy show to a sold-out crowd at the Motor City Casino. I just want to say from the bottom of my heart, thank you to everyone who showed up and showed out. When I tell you it was a huge venue, and even at the top, it was so many people there. And
wow.
I had so much fun, but one thing I learned doing stand-up at a big venue, because I wanted to wear something that was very colorful, very bright, strapless jumpsuits don't work for stand-up comedy, okay? Because here's the thing, the strapless jumpsuit started out like this, all right? But then it kept coming down, just that daggone strapless jumpsuit, and so I kept holding the microphones in my chest at the same time. And and I would tug on it, like in between a punchline when people were laughing, I'd tug it real quick. And that jumpsuit was like, I don't know why you tugging on me. I felt like I was about to be doing a Janet Jackson impression at the.
Wow.
It was, and this wasn't the thing, wearing the jumpsuit and it being strapless and it kept pulling. There was a lot of pastors in the audience. It was, because there's a lot of churches in Detroit.
And you were playing a casino, right?
And I was playing a casino.
And the pastors were at the casino, right?
Yeah.
Just making sure. I just following you, that's all.
Yes, yeah, so I needed them to rebuke the jumpsuit from falling down. So I said what you already said. Pastors, how y'all VIPs at the casino? Okay. But everybody had a great time, except here it was. I was performing, and two seasoned people they fell asleep kind of a little bit in the front of the show, and they looked like maybe they had skipped their disco naps and couldn't stay awake any longer. So, and that just happens because it's late, you're up late, and, I have an opener before me, and so but this is what happened. They got up and walked out, the two people. They got up and walked out. I guess they were like, we going home and we getting into bed. This is too late. So when they got up and they were walking out, I said, where are y'all going? And I was trying to make jokes about the woman as she was walking out, but I guess she was like, turn my hearing aid off. I'm not listening to you. So she didn't even turn around. She was walking. When people walk, she was like, nope. And she just kept, with that hand, she kept walking out. She was just like, deuces, I am gone. I think the lady, she was going to get in her car. But here's the thing, when you sit in the front row, you pay extra to sit in the front row. So she must have been really tired. And I know sometimes with older people, here's the thing, when they have had enough, they have had enough. So I think she figured, you know what, I got enough for Sherri. I know what she is. She funny. Now I can go to bed. I just need a little bit. But out of 1,600 people, 1,598 people stayed. Oh, these two. And they had a great time. Everybody was such a fan of the Sherri show. And thank you for who came out. The fan of the Sherri show. But when I tell you, one lady had a picture saved as her phone screensaver, y'all. And she wanted to show me, and I was just like, okay, show me the picture. Y'all, guess who it was? Put that picture up of her screensaver. Mark When I tell you, not a kids, not a dog, not President Obama. Not even me, and she was coming to the show to see me. And I said, ain't this some stuff? She loved that Marco G, and I, you know what? I was just so happy because it showed that people are watching and they love us. So. It really was a compliment to see Marco on that doggone screensaver. And also, another thing, when I was in Detroit, I went to the Motown Museum. Now, when I tell you I've never been, I cannot believe it has taken me this long to get there. I was literally in awe going through this tour because of the history. Motown, it's so incredible, their rich history. And That picture, I was in the studio that is still, they have not changed it, where they used to record the Temptations, the Supremes. That was their original studio and equipment. And I learned things like, I did not know that Marvin Gaye, the prolific singer and writer, was a drummer, a session drummer for Stevie Wonder. You know, it was like, I didn't know that Berry Gordy, he borrowed $500 from his entire family to start this record label. They had a whole family fund that they contributed to, and they had to get together to okay the loan to him at a 6% interest rate. He had to pay it back in a year. And I also learned that Berry Gordy hired from within. Martha, especially women. Martha Reeves was a receptionist in Motown. Suzanne DePass, who took over, was his assistant. So he loved to promote women. He sent everybody, all of the people, to charm school. And and one of the women who taught them all of the charm, she said, y'all gotta understand, these women were, they lived in the projects, they were hard women, but they taught them, you better, and it was just, I said, these heifers was probably fighting, but they learned etiquette and charm. When I tell you I was in awe, I learned so much. We had the greatest tour guide. Motown created a sound that shared an entire, an entire generation, and it was in this one house of Hitsville. So everybody, if you go to Detroit, please go visit the Motown Museum because it's amazing. So much fun.
We're gonna have a good time.